Hello, podcast listeners. If you want to know the product that I talk about in this episode, you'll just have to reach out. Also, get ready to eat because you're going to be hungry when we talk about Applebee's. This episode of JJ Meets World is brought to you by Bennigan's. And by the way, if you'd like to help support our podcast, visit jjmeetsworld.com where you can donate to our Patreon, pick up some killer swag at our merch shop, or click the link to Apple Podcast and give us a 5-star review.
1, 2, 3, 4. J.J. Gordon, sort of like that Indiana Jones in that he's always sniffing out his next adventure. Yes, he is! He's always interviewing guests so he can have them on his show and they can talk about pop culture, arts, and leisure. J.J. has his flag unfurled and he likes his french fries curled and he's fun and then he twirls as he goes to meet the world. He will march into the rain even if his ankle sprained. Take a peek inside his brain. This podcast is called J.J. Meets World.
Tucker and I enjoy the chain restaurant Applebee's. So much so that is... I've actually was thinking the other day, I was like, I don't think I've eaten at many other restaurants with you outside of Applebee's.
There's no question that that's the runaway first place. I couldn't tell you what second place would be.
And it's not that I particularly love the food or the atmosphere, but it just feels like it's a tradition at this point.
Well, and we'll even power through discomfort. Like right now, they've got all of these bulbs hanging.
Exposed bulb, like Edison bulbs exposed. It's ridiculous.
It's awful. I don't understand.
It looks like they stopped remodeling.
Mr. or Mrs. or they Applebee, like please change that.
I thought it would be fun because I noticed that they had an espresso martini on the menu. Do you know there's no Wikipedia page for the Applebee's cocktails that have come and go throughout the year? Like a list that just shows every one of their signature cocktails, the time it was available. And so my 2026 goal is to start my first Wikipedia page, which will be a comprehensive list of Applebee's signature cocktails.
Through the years?
Through the years. So it means I'm going to have to find old menus.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to talk to some bartenders. I'm going to have to find these out. And I want to talk about a couple because there's
I like how you started all that with, did you know?
Did you know? There's a website called Tasting Table. And Tasting Table includes a bunch of the cocktails, like some of them that are no longer available because some of them limited time only, right? So I'm going to go through some of these. The Tipsy Leprechaun, okay? Applebee's Tipsy Leprechaun is a limited time refreshment on the chain's St. Patrick's Day menu. It certainly looks appealing enough for party lovers to want to try. If you do, I don't think you'll be disappointed. This wasn't my personal favorite for a couple of reasons. The biggest reason was they didn't even have to do with the drink itself. So take this as what I don't love coarse sprinkles on the rim. While they bring an aesthetic appeal to the drink, I don't like the extra texture when introduced.
Okay, and this is coming from...
This is a website called tastingtable.com doing a list of the top 10 Applebee's drinks.
Okay, that's like a Yelp style review?
No, this is like a website, like somebody's website. And then there's the Primo Rocks Crown Whiskey Sour. That's also on there. It includes a maraschino cherry in it. There is the Mucho Top Shelf Long Island Iced Tea. The Long Island Iced Tea every few years seems to really rear its head as the drink that these restaurants want to promote, right? Like this becomes the drink that they want to go for.
Could I just get a Pepsi?
You could get a Pepsi, but then you're missing out on the perfect margarita. It's literally called Perfect. It's a margarita that's perfect, but it's served in a martini glass. So not really sure about that. Then you get into things like the Mucho Captain Bahama Mama. How about the Mucho Shark Bowl, which comes with a gummy shark inside? The Blue Hawaiian Long Island Iced Tea. Another tropical feature of Applebee's cocktail menu is the Blue Hawaii Long Island Iced Tea. This one is also a mainstay on the spot's list of drink offerings, so don't worry about it going away anytime soon. It gives a fruity blue twist on your classic Long Island iced tea and is a testament to the imaginative, playful nature of Applebee's overall cocktail menu. The beverage is made from Smirnoff, Malibu coconut, Tanqueray, pineapple juice, sweet and sour, blue Curaçao, and is topped with a lemon lime soda. Breaking Rock Rita. It's pure coincidence that the three blue-hued drinks end up side by side on this list. Then we move on to the Golden Goose. Okay, the Golden Goose is ultra premium Grey Goose vodka, triple sec mango, lemon sour, and coarse golden sugar rim garnish. It's sort of like their St. Patrick's Day one right there. And so the Primo Rocks Bay Breeze. Oh, a Bay Breeze. You ever drink a Bay Breeze?
No.
Oh, do you like fruit punch?
Yeah.
Oh, then you'll like this. So Applebee's Primo Rocks Bay Breeze features Crown Royal shaken with premium sour mix, cranberry, and pineapple juice. Given that I'm not generally a huge fan of cranberry, I enjoyed this more than I expected to.
Okay, so what information are you then bringing to the Wikipedia page that isn't already being covered on?
This is only 10 drinks though. Like Applebee's throughout the course of the years has they've got a spooky Halloween cocktail mix. There are hundreds of drinks like the Bahama Mama that were available for only a limited time.
So you're dividing it by year, by holiday,
yeah,
maybe
perhaps by liquor.
So like within, you could do just show me all of the Halloween ones,
right?
Throughout
the
years, because then you could plot an evolution, right? Mm-hmm. To see if previous Halloween drinks are actually affecting the ones that follow.
Right. Like wouldn't it be interesting if we found out every 5 years they just rehash the same stuff?
Yeah.
Right. But instead of putting a ring with a spider on it, they put a ring with a cobweb on it.
Which would be a huge scandal.
It would.
And would probably get them to change it up a little bit more, wouldn't it?
It also says something about the nature of Applebee's where they're like, listen, we can hold on to a customer for 4 years. And then they're going to be sick and tired of us. And then they're going to leave, leaving us with, like a new fresh.
Yeah.
It's almost like a high school, right? Where like every 4 years, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We can cycle.
I was going to say you and I are counterpoints to that.
That's right. And here's the thing. And they know we're not coming for the Bahama Mamas, right? Like we're not opening the menu. They know that their diehard customers are people who are not even opening the menu anymore.
Can you imagine if you and I had been like accruing Applebee's club points at regular Bees since we were in high school?
Apparently, they never came to the Fargo market, but there was an Applebee's reward system for a while.
Oh, man.
Okay, at what age, pick an age, a specific age, that if you had been offered an Applebee's credit card that had Applebee's points, what age do you think you would have signed up for that?
How old do you have to be to sign up for a credit card?
18.
18.
Yeah.
April,
right away.
April 2nd.
Yeah.
April 2nd would have been the day after. While I was hungover, I'd be like, oh my God, I can get Applebee's credit card.
What do you think is on, what's the picture of the Applebee's credit card? Like, is it that one of like where it's the boneless wings like flying out of a basket a little bit?
No, it's a man rolling one giant boneless buffalo wing up a hill,
yeah.
But it keeps rolling back down to the other side. Or it would be mozzarella sticks.
That's a good one too.
Just straight up mozzarella sticks.
Actually, that's what the magnetic stripe on the back should look like.
In a
big
basket.
mozzarella stick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like the owner of the bearer of this card is entitled to never. Here are the perks of the Applebee's credit card. Let me tell you what the perks are right now. You get to the front of the wait line every time. Right? Like you walk in there and you flash that credit card and they're like, right this way, Mr. Lucas, right?
Applebee's Premium.
You get points. For every dollar you spend, you get what they're going to call Apple points. And once you get enough Apple points, you can turn those into Bees bucks. And it's like 1,000 Apple points equals 10 Bees bucks, but it's not like dollar for dollar.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get more. It's like a game. Mm-hmm. You can get more. Like skee ball. It's like skee ball, right? Like if you order off the appetizer menu, you're going to score this many points. It's the low-hanging fruit, but you still get points.
Right.
You get the Bourbon Street steak, boom, you're gonna do that. You get it 4 times in a month, you're getting some bees bucks.
There's thresholds, so once you're at like silver level VIP, then gold level VIP, then you're probably getting a bit more of a modifier for the points.
Yep.
You know, but you got to spend a certain amount, and you have to maintain that level. But then you're shown on the social leaderboards all the other people, and if you can maintain in the top 5 spot for longer than 6 months, you become the mayor of that Applebee's.
There's also
There's real power in that.
If you get the Applebee's gift card and you are spending more than $1,000 a month on it, not necessarily even at an Applebee's, but using that card for $1,000 a month, they're going to give you the Applebee's GFE, the Applebee's girlfriend experience. And what it is you'll get text messages throughout the day from Applebee's asking you how your day's going. And it's good marketing because you'll say like, listen, be like, hey Tucker, how's today going? You're like, actually, I'm having kind of a tough day. Sounds like you need a triple match.
Yeah.
Like
they'll tailor the suggestions based off of like, oh, I was a rough when the bosses called me on the carpet about not having the numbers right for the fourth quarter. It's like, so you could use some mozzarella sticks.
Right. Did you ever think about giving one of your bosses a gift card from Applebee's? The buy 50, get 10 gift card deal available to you all year long. You don't have to wait for Christmas.
You know, you and I just had Applebee's, and we used a gift card from my aunt and uncle. It was a $50 gift card, and I expected that our bill would go beyond that, and I was just going to cover the rest with cash. With the tip, there was like $2 left on the card. I was really surprised how sensible that was. That
nice.
Meal was, yeah.
Especially in this day and age, right?
Oof. What did you think of our waiter?
Oh, Damien?
Yeah.
Didn't care for him.
Yeah. He reminded me of that one time you and I went to the Applebee's that I think is still there, but it's like the really south one on
45th Street?
45th Street.
Yeah. It
used to be a Long John Silver's or something.
Right, yeah. The second newest Applebee's in town.
Yeah, and you and I got sat down, and the waiter came up, we're like, hey, how was your day? He goes, oh my God, I just got off of my smoke break, and started like talking shit to us about his coworkers.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't want to have that conversation,
You
right?
just don't want to.
You also, with the Applebee's gift card, can make reservations at an Applebee's, which is not something they do for anybody else. If you get the credit card, so you can actually like choose the section. There's also a private bathroom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so if you like sign up for the Applebee's credit card, it is 66% APR, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the credit card expires every 4 months, so you constantly are getting a new number and having to
You have to reapply.
and redo it.
Yeah. It's a new method of building credit.
Yeah, I know that this sounds like it's a joke, but I would maybe get the Applebee's credit card. Start buying flights with it and stuff like that.
Right. And then they're going to start allowing you to spend it on slot machines that are in the Applebee's itself.
If you don't think that there's a prototype Applebee's slot machine out there, you're a fool.
Right, because if you get 3 honey barbecue boneless wings in a row, that's a Yahtzee, and then it pays for all the drinks at the bar.
Yeah, and like there's a thing where when you get those 3, the screen looks like it's being covered in ranch dressing, and it wipes away, and then you find out what your bonus is after that. It'd be big.
I wonder if at the pearly gates we find out any data that we want to. Like, okay, how many meals did I eat at that Applebee's, what we call regular bees?
Oh, like when Saint Peter
when
is
you're
like
dead,
looking at and being like and like saying like, okay, did you live a life worthwhile?
Right, and I think he can be like, now's a great time if you want some specifics just to check your stats. I'd be like, yeah, how many steps did I take? You know, overall average weight in my, what was it? You know, how many times did I eat
How many
at regular
chickens
bees?
worth of wings did I eat?
Right. How many times was someone about to kill me and I didn't know it, but then I got out of it without realizing
This is not a lie, but Tucker and I have formed relationships with managers of the Applebee's. So much so that they feel comfortable sitting with us and telling us about treating us like we are like equals.
Right. Although both those fellas I haven't seen.
I saw one of them.
Which one?
Recently eating at the street fair.
Which one?
I'm not going to tell you.
Was it the?
Because you might listen.
Was it the?
It wasn't the one who had to leave the country
to get married. Okay.
Not the other one.
The other one.
It was the other one.
Okay.
See, we even know that. we even know that.
Yeah, because that guy's story was wild.
It was.
I
And
basically
it's
like bought a wife or something.
if there's a world where we found out more about a lot of these gentlemen than we ever should have. Not that, and like maybe it's because we were cool, right? Like they wanted to hang out with the cool guys. Maybe we were the cool guys.
Yeah, we were like you were like the norm, and
yeah, where you end up with a personal relationship like that.
Yeah. A lot of relationships started at the Applebee's.
They did. A lot of them did start at Applebee's.
Yeah.
I sent you something that I'd like you to look at now. And the other night I did something that I've been meaning to do for a while, but I just finally did. I waxed my nose and my ears. So I got a kit that came with things that look like little lollipop sticks, and then you melt wax in a little paper cup, and then you put the wax inside your nose, and you let it cool for 2 minutes, and then you yank it out. Have you ever done a waxing before? So
Not to my nose and ears, to my chest.
So of the many things that have happened to my body as I start to age, this is one of them. I've always had like a nose hair trimmer, right? I take care of what's going on inside my nose, which is just fine, right? But lately I found that the nose hairs are like, oh, we're going to find the spaces that you can't get to easily, right? And so I was like, time to start waxing. And I had recently done some hygiene and thought like, well, there's not that much that's left in there. When first of all, like if you've watched a video of someone like waxing their nose, like it is painful. It's a painful process. And I was just like, you got to get it done quick.
I had recently done some hygiene. It's just a great line. Recently,
I was doing some manscaping.
I was doing hygiene.
Right. And so I put the wax in my nose. I let it wait for 2 minutes. And then you have to hold onto your nose. You have to grip this little guy and you pull it, right? And so I give like a little bit of strength and nothing happens. Like this thing doesn't move. This wax has now formed inside my nose, and like I have this instant feeling of like, what happens if the like little stick comes out and I've got wax up there and then I have to go to the hospital, right? Like that's embarrassing to me. So I grip it harder and I go 1, 2, 3, and I yank it as hard as I can, and I immediately tear up and I start like I see colors, like they like flashing in front of me, these colors that are going by. And I've only done one nostril at this point. I haven't done the other one yet. And I do the other nostril because I'm not going to only do one. I'm going to get both of them done. And I got to admit, like, it felt great. It looks wonderful. I'll give you a little peek after this if you want. And then I did my ears too, because I'm starting to get like old man little hairy ears right above the lobe. And that one actually hurt more afterwards. Like it felt like the skin was really sensitive, so I had to put a little lotion on it. Now, here's the downside of it. The human body produces hair in places for a specific reason. I cannot stop like when my nose starts to run, it doesn't just like after a while like you go and you're good to go.
Right.
The faucet is on, baby. Yep. And so like I'm having to blow my nose more often. Yep. But I do like the fact that I don't have any nose hair. Okay. Like it's good.
Have you done this to your beehole yet?
I will not be doing that.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Maybe it'll feel just as good.
Nope.
Maybe when you're taking a PO, you'll be able to it'll just slide out.
No, like the thing is below my navel, I don't see myself waxing anytime soon. I just don't see that happening. Because at one point, I think like, am I going to do my whole legs? Because the legs grow into where I am. And so then like, does it want it to look like I'm just wearing a pair of chaps?
How high do you have to go before waxing just has no point on you?
Oh, I mean, really, like, it'd be my, like, waistline.
Waistline and up.
Yeah.
It would just be like...
I mean, I've got chest hair, but, like, I'm not... I don't have a sizzle, anything like that. It's not like, we have friends who have an aggressive amount of body hair.
Yeah. I have a lot of body hair.
Yeah.
And it's really starting to fill in on my back. Right, and that's it just looks like it shouldn't be there. I would just rather it not be there. It looks like I've killed a bear and like took its skin. I'm just wearing it on my back.
Sure.
Well, that's a tricky thing as a single person to shave your back, and I'm not ever gonna bick it. I'm not interested in that. But the two methods that are available, one, which I have, but I just don't want to use anymore. It's just a razor that you just dry scrape over it, but it's a big blade that's got a nice plastic protector on it. So you don't cut yourself, but you're literally just scraping it off, and it's just not a good way to use it. Another one would be a motorized one.
Yep.
It's on a stick that you just put behind you, but that's also a lot of work to do as well.
What about, when like a barbecue pit master oftentimes has like a mop, and it's like a cotton, like it's like cotton strands that act as like a baster, right? So you put it in whatever you're doing to baste, and then you do that. What if you had one of those with Nair?
Nair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
I mean, it's within the realm of possibility, but I think the chemical burn that would ensue could be kind of gnarly. And I've had problems with chemical burn Nair in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to take a friend to the hospital once because he used really cheap store brand deodorant that gave him a chemical burn.
Ooh.
And,
yeah,
on his
I remember
pits.
that. Yep.
And like he had to hold his armpits up for hours and hours and hours.
That sucks.
Yeah, that would suck. Like I'm not into there's something about a chemical burn that really makes me go yee.
Yeah. Yep.
And we went to Applebee's after we took him to the hospital because that's how we rolled at that point. I've been to Applebee's in at least 5 other states.
One of the many reasons why I go back, their ranch is good.
Yeah.
They have really good ranch. It's not just off the shelf where you can taste the chemicals they put in to make it shelf stable. Like if you're not just, I mean, really, if you've had like fresh buttermilk ranch, you know what it tastes like.
Yep.
And you're like, this is what it should taste like. Anything after that just tastes like it's got aspartame in it or something.
Yeah. I am a firm believer in the fact that like a great ranch can make up for a subpar meal.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I will put that forward.
Yep. But especially if it's house made, you know, they use the right ingredients.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll ask for some to take home, maybe.
Yeah, okay, like, and you know what? If they've got the little tiny cups that, like, you know, with the caps that go on the cups, that restaurant knows what they're doing.
Yeah, you guys should focus on your ranch making.
I truly believe that if you focus on your condiments, like, people will come for the condiments.
Yeah. I've always thought if I was ever some, like, big-time money guy and I was going to have a facility built from scratch, the first thing that I would focus like money, time, and effort on is designing the bathrooms, so that, like, especially let's say it's supposed to be a large capacity, like having the best public bathroom setup where it's like, oh yeah, you can't beat the bathrooms at that place, and it's a thing that people end up taking for granted because it's just in the back of their mind for whatever else you're trying to do.
Do you know who did that same thing? McDonald's. At one point, McDonald's stopped building new McDonald's, and like the CEO's like, we need to focus on the customer experience right now. And they said they noticed that a lot of McDonald's were being used by people like on the interstate, like driving. And they said, okay, why did you stop at the rest area and not the McDonald's? And they're like, well, because the bathroom at McDonald's is gross. And so they became known as a place that had really good bathrooms, and their sales skyrocket because if you stop in to go to the bathroom, you might buy a pop. You might buy, you know, like for what it's costing them to maintain that bathroom is nothing compared to the fact that they might have an extra 500 people through the door during the day.
If you can get someone in your building and you want to sell them something, make it frictionless as best you can, and they'll buy it at a premium.
I also firmly believe that if you show people that you value their experience there, which includes the bathroom, it includes the coffee that you offer them, it shows that you're a business that cares about it, right? They're not just in here to like make a sale and be done. I firmly believe I have walked into like used car like sales places that smell like old crappy coffee, and the linoleum on the floor is kind of peeling up, and everyone is sort of sitting at desks that don't look like they're their desks. I'm like, well, this place obviously doesn't care.
You know, there used to be a place in the mall a long time ago. It was like a pizzeria.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, it felt like a pizzeria, and it smelled like a pizzeria when I walked into it.
I know what you're talking about.
And now, any of the, I guess,
like, was it with a V, like Virgos?
Something. I can't remember exactly. I just remember they had either a statue or a cardboard cutout of a big Italian guy out front. And that was the last time I remember going to a pizza joint and thinking, oh, this is a pizzeria.
Oh, my friend, let me tell you about a couple of places that I go out of my way because they feel like a pizzeria. There's a place called Dave's up in Bemidji. It is a pizzeria. You walk in there, it feels like a pizzeria. It smells like a pizzeria. The lights are real dim and low, like even in the middle of the afternoon. There's another place in Park Rapids, Minnesota, that looks like an old, it looks like an old 50s Minnesota building, with wood on the outside. That's got a great pizzeria feel.
What kind of pizza would Principal Pamplemousse order at a pizzeria in Pelican?
Principal Pamplemousse is looking on that menu and is bummed out that there is not Detroit-style pizza. Comes in a rectangle, very similar to the stuff that you get at a cafeteria because Principal Pamplemousse is so used to the cafeteria feel.
Can I ask a question about Principal Pamplemousse, and we can move on?
Yeah.
If you want. I see suspenders.
With Principal Pamplemousse?
I see suspenders.
Now, let me ask a question. We're actually recording 2 episodes today. Are we referencing the previous episode? We didn't talk about Principal Pamplemousse.
We didn't.
This one, did we?
We didn't. But
so
I'm
this is a reward for someone who's listened to both episodes.
Yeah. This is
deep. I like it.
This is a carryover, and this is the thing: is that Principal Pamplemousse is here with us now. We're just figuring out what he kind of looks like. But I'm really, really intrigued by this
Principal Pamplemousse,
and I see suspenders.
Yeah, looks like Mr. Dink from Doug. Remember Mr. Dink? Hello, Douglas. Very expensive. Do you know why they're called the Dinks, his next door neighbors? Because they're double income, no kids.
Oh, okay.
They're 2 adults who don't have children.
Okay.
Yeah, which is great, right?
Interesting.
I think that the character of Mr. Dink would be the perfect basis for Principal Pamplemousse. Comfortable in their own skin, likes, and enjoys being an educator, right? There's nothing that Principal Pamplemousse loves more in the world than someone who was a student who comes forward years later and says, you made an impact in my life. And he goes, I'm so glad. And then he goes the next day and he, is doing the hey, Johnny, looking good. Becky, come on your way to class.
Yes. And I think regardless, I think Principal Pamplemousse might currently be working in the Midwest, but I think he is unabashedly French.
Oh, oui.
I think he's a Frenchman, but he's not the stereotype that Americans might hold.
I think that his mother was French, right? And he was raised by her for a long time until he found his bio father.
So he's got that Frenchness to him.
Yeah.
He brings it with him. I think he's classy in a way that classy Americans aren't classy.
Principal Pamplemousse cooks everything in real butter, salted butter.
Yeah.
Loves butter.
Yeah.
Le beurre, as his mother would say.
How often are you cooking stainless steel versus nonstick or?
I use zero nonstick.
Zero nonstick.
I don't use any Teflon. I don't use any of that. I don't know why, but I'm really afraid of Teflon. I hear horror stories about they're oh, this links directly to Alzheimer's and stuff like that. And people, you can scratch it so easily and then it flakes into what you eat. And so I upgraded 16, 17 years ago to all stainless steel, high-end stainless steel cookware. And recently, actually, a listener of us bought an egg pan that is in our house, and I refuse to eat anything out of it, anything at all. And the wife has asked, why not? And I'm like, nope, not going to do it.
Is this from the lawyer?
It is.
Yeah, well.
And and my wife loves it. Uses that pan all the time, and I'm like, great, I will not be eating anything that you make out of that. And part of it is just because I'm so used to that stainless steel, right? I feel like it just does what it's supposed to do. I had to I had to repurchase some pans recently because as a kid I was dumb enough to cook and then you put it in the sink and you run water on it. And, it pops, right? So the metal essentially pops on it.
You don't want that kind of a fast change from hot to cold.
Right, because then it won't sit flat, right? And so I bought some new stuff. I spent a lot of money to buy some new stuff, but I love to cook, so why wouldn't I have that? I would love a world where I have all copper, but I don't see that.
Why? Why copper?
Oh, cooking with copper. So copper radiate like it. The reason stainless steel is the way that people like it is it moves heat evenly.
Right.
Right.
Well, and I'm not worried about scraping it.
Right.
I'm just like, get in there, scrape that thing.
Cast iron also holds a huge, like holds its heat, right? It can go to really high temperatures and holds that heat. Copper, it gets warmer faster. I think it's got a beautiful look to it.
Okay.
Like things cook differently in copper.
Okay.
For the same reason why they say like with stainless steel, you don't want to cook like. You don't want to leave a lot of tomato stuff in it because the acidity of the tomatoes can sometimes like not react well to the stainless steel itself. I mean, depending on what you cook with changes a lot of stuff drastically.
Yeah.
You know, so I like a good pan. And I know it. When I hold a good pan, I know it. I can feel it, right?
Is it a weight? Is the balance?
It's a balance.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with a good knife.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you the difference between a good knife and a bad knife. And I truly believe that the most dangerous item in your kitchen is a dull knife. And that you should have your knives sharpened on a regular basis. You should make sure, like, even if you're like, like I take care of my knives. You don't. Knives are something that require a lot of care to be used properly. And I think, unfortunately, we tend to buy cheap knives and then think that they're good enough because I'm cutting through it. But like if you have to use pressure to like cut through something, that knife isn't sharp enough. Like a knife should like glide through things, right? It's just getting used to it just makes everything all better. So much better.
Are your utensils stainless steel then too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Like I've got wood ones as well too. So like I got a wood, but I've started reading about ones that like, oh, it's wood, but it's covered with like a glossy, like finish material. And you're like, nope. Yeah.
Nah.
Right.
Yeah. Pass.
And I'm not saying that here I am like, look at me, I'm only eating the natural stuff. I'm sure I'm putting a lot of like shit in my body that I shouldn't be.
Right.
But for the most part, I do try and maintain stuff that's good for me.
I've been watching a lot of videos on cooking eggs on stainless steel.
Yeah.
So that's my next work that out is that I want to get really good at cooking eggs.
Yeah.
Before I try to move on to the next thing I'm going to try to get really good at, which I don't know what it is yet.
Do you eggs in what style?
Over easy is my preferred, but that may my preference, but it'll be probably not with like a flipping method. It'll be with like a capping it.
Do you ever eat poached eggs?
Yeah.
I love poached eggs.
Poached eggs are great, but yeah, over easy has always been my favorite, but I would put sunny side up right up there with it because I like to take, especially if I go to like a Perkins or a frying pan and I get the breakfast, I like to take those eggs and put them on top of my hash browns and then just eat them like that. So good.
Do you know that like chefs in other countries, it drives them nuts about how many ways Americans have their eggs done?
Why?
Because they're like these are too many, like over medium, over easy, over hard, sunny side up. Like they complain all the time. They're like, that's not how you do eggs.
How do the French do eggs? As a souffle?
No, I mean you could, right? Like you could do that as that. I think a lot of poached eggs in France. I mean, they put eggs on a lot of stuff. So like a fried egg is common on sandwiches and things like that. But they do it really well where they do a fried egg with a runny center. But like they don't like it's interesting. The more I watch of Below Deck and I see chefs from other countries, the more they're looking at like this breakfast order and they're like, what the hell are all these different types of eggs? And like you don't think about that. You don't think about that until all of a sudden you're faced with it.
Principal Pamplemousse definitely takes his eggs poached.
Oh, he is definitely eating. Actually, he's got an egg spoon. He's got a special spoon and he sits and eats the egg at his desk.
Yep.
Right? Every day.
Yep. And he's got like a little, he has to do something.
At one point I wanted to write a children's book called Huevos Rancheros, and it was an egg that had a sombrero and a bandolier, and he was kind of like a mercenary, and it was going to be awesome. I think it's going to be really good. And like little legs that stick out and little arms, right? And
but fragile.
Right, exactly. That's the thing, right? It's fragile. Like he's got a thin shell.
the Humpty Dumpty tale, he falls and he breaks. I don't remember it ever saying anything about the yolk coming out of him.
Like his brains.
I only remember like cartoons where it's just like
it's just a shell.
Like he was just a shell.
Yep.
There was nothing inside of him to come out. But I don't know what's canon on that.
I couldn't tell you either.
God, I mean,
there is an amazing Humpty Dumpty cartoon that I feel like the same company that did Popeye did back in the day, and it's about how Humpty Dumpty coveted like gold. Like he was the king of the fairy book land, and he loved gold. And someone was like, "Yeah, but you'll never own the sun. The sun's got the most gold." And so they build this giant like wall for him to climb up, and so you've got pelicans that are scooping up cement and then like pouring it out of their beaks, and then he's like, like you're doing the exact dance while he's like dancing. He's got arms. He's like while he's dancing up. I'm gonna find that and watch it on YouTube.
That's
today.
a great one. Yeah, I remember watching that on a old TV on like a AV cart at St. Mary's Church. Like in a side room while like there was like some event going on and they needed to entertain some kids. They put on cartoons and it was that one. And I remember it was kind of terrifying.
It's a good lesson
at the time. Do you think I guess if Humpty is a Fabergé egg or he's prefabricated, so there's nothing inside of him, but I could still see then like, well, we want to put him back together, but how can you? He's so fragile. So many of the pieces are so small you can't actually glue them back together again.
I've always wondered this, like all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. Why are you trusting a horse?
Yeah, they're definitely powderizing a lot of the eggshells.
Yeah.
So unless it's something where
unless it's been mispronounced over the years and it was a different word for a lady of the night,
and
why is he sending those people to go do it?
Well, and he had a great fall, but we don't know the full circumstances of the fall, do we? In general,
like, did he get pushed?
Could it get pushed? Was it something where he was actually physically attacked by the enemy, and then they took his pieces in separate areas, and all the king's horses and all the king's men was intended to be a long campaign to gather all the pieces together?
I never save memes ever, except for one from like 4 years ago that I loved, which was Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and it's 4 panels, and it's an egg wearing like a puffy jacket and like a beanie hat, like walking like amongst like leaves falling, him carving a pumpkin. There's one him like reading next to like a fire, and he's got a little smile on his face. That thing killed me when I saw it. It absolutely crushed me. In fact, if it's possible, if you could find that meme to make that the image for this episode, I would really appreciate that. Humpty had a great fall. That's going to wrap it up for today's show. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help us continue to produce new episodes each week, visit jjmeetsworld.com, where you can donate to our Patreon, pick up some swag at the merch shop, or follow our link to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all the sites the cool kids are using these days. JJ Meets World is produced every week by Tucker Lucas. You can find out more about Tucker's work by visiting moonbasemaria.com. If you want to get in touch with your host with the most, check out linebenders.com, where you can find direct contact info for JJ or booking information. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And he also did not file his 1099 EZ form. So he's going to pay some penalties.